we can evaluate? If we want to evaluate teacher performance, how we can evaluate? Anybody?
I feel teachers' evaluation can be depending on the performance of the students, the result of the students, the overall outcome as a human being, as a human, along with that shining in the academics as it is required everywhere. So holistic as well as co-holistic outcome and the result which we get to see, that is all the contribution of a teacher. Because whatever she has input, whether it's by in a speech manner, in an interactive manner, or in a little strict manner, the outcome is what the student performs finally, when and how. So I feel the main contribution is from the part of the teacher.
Moving on, I think teacher evaluation is like public rule depends upon the performance of the children. It is the result of the children that is not other. Performance of the children, that is the evaluation of a teacher. How they have performed, it directly comes from the part of the teacher is played on the performance. So I feel that is the evaluation of a teacher, how the children give the performance.
Okay, right, ma'am. So there are different methods to evaluate teacher performance. We can evaluate teacher performance by observing his or her classroom interaction, by reviewing his or her lesson plan. On the similar basis, if we want to evaluate educational institutional growth, how we can evaluate? If we want to evaluate any educational institute, how we can evaluate?
Is we conduct class tests, sometimes written or maybe in the form of oral tests. Different activities is being conducted in the class as well as periodic tests. Then term-wise and accordingly percentage decided for the final result of the session. In our school, as we are having 2 periodics and 2 terms.
Anybody who wants to give the answer?
Taking from this special principle for my lovely co-teachers, the institutional evaluation depends upon academics and overall development of the students and the participation of the students out of this.
Big difference between evaluation and assessment. Evaluation has a wide scope, but assessment has a narrow scope. In assessment, we assess the student learning process. But in evaluation, we take educational institutional growth. In evaluation, we judge the quality, but assessment is used to increase the quality. Okay. So now I call upon Ms. Netu ma'am to take over the mic and proceed further.
Thank you, ma'am. Every year, we have a blueprint of different type of exams that was conducted in our school. And this blueprint is not according to the choice of the individual teacher. This blueprint is strictly according to the weightage given by the CBSE. Our question paper consists of different type of questions, easy, moderate and difficult. So before starting my topic, I would like to throw some light on previous year's structure and the modern structure for the session 2024 and 25. For 9th and 10th class, in academic session 2023 and 24 and for academic session 2024 and 25, marking scheme is same. Last year, weightage of competency based question was 50% and for academic session 2024 and 25, this weightage is also 50%. Now, for select response type questions or for MCQ, last year for 9th and 10th classes, weightage is 20% and for academic session 2024 and 25, this weightage is again 20%. For constructed response type question, in academic session 2023 and 24, weightage was 30%, and for this session means 24 and 25, this weightage is again 30%. But there is change in the marking scheme for classes +1 and +2. For +1 and +2 in academic session 2023 and 24, weightage for competency-based question was 40%. But for this session, this weightage increased up to 50%. For select response type questions or for MCQ, last year weightage and this year weightage is same 20%. For constructed response type questions for +1 and +2, last year weightage was 40%, but for academic session 2024 and 25, this weightage reduced to 30%. Clear, teachers? Our teachers have to frame one question paper of 25 marks under these subheadings, and you have only 15 minutes to make the question paper. After that, one teacher from each club will explain this question paper.
Yes, my query for the resource persons that they have just given this blueprint strategy for secondary and senior secondary classes. It will be better if they make it clear what for the other classes, middle group and primary as well. Thank you, if it is possible. Thank you.
But for all the books, whether it is kindergarten or primary section, this strategies is always followed. Ma'am, जैसे remembering same है सबके लिए. That's why we have conducted this activity for all the classes.
So it should be clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Teachers, you have to make blueprint of question paper, 25 marks. Yes. Only 25 marks.
हमें अपने सब्जेक्ट का देना है या कैसे देना है? अपने सब्जेक्ट का पेपर बना देना
Yes, science club still have lots of weighted activities. Recent we want that objective, what I have learned, what is objective is to be decided first, and then by what type of activity we can get back from the student side, that is learning outcomes. That we have to decide, and really it is very important. Objective is to be decided, and then what will be the learning outcomes we will achieve.
Comprehensive learning of the subjects in the club enrichment activity.
Yes, right, teachers. Subject enrichment activities are conducted to enhance the knowledge and understanding of the students in a particular subject or in a particular area. In our school, in maths and science, learn annual activities are conducted. For English and Hindi, ASL is conducted, and for SS, project work is conducted in subject enrichment activity. Now, any teacher
Personally, I feel that subject enrichment activities can help us or can serve the purpose only when, before starting it, we identify the objective, and after conduct of activity, if definitely we analyze and we assess the learning outcomes. And this is the basic purpose of subject enrichment activities. It is required. Thank you.
Morning, ma'am. Hello, teacher. What I basically feel in English especially, as far as ASLs are concerned, they are there to enrich yourself, because at times we feel that subject is getting old or we are not in a position to deliver something new. So by means of ASL, we deliver something new to them, something altogether different from our chapters. Like 2-3 years back, Haryana was paired with Telangana and all. So we came to know means our chapter was there 100 dresses, which we very frequently took. And we were able to pair it with Telangana, means it was simple, dresses of Haryana and dresses of Telangana. The chapter was the same, but the way of presentation was different. So this is the main objective of enrichment, what I feel.
Yes, ma'am. Now,
Yes, she is very much right. She said that ASL is part of subject enrichment activity. But the question is, this is out of the touch, basically, not exactly related to this subject enrichment. But what is the purpose, what is the objective to conduct ASL? Firstly, we have to establish that what is the purpose to conduct ASL. And this is an example for other subjects as well. In each subject, different type of activities we conduct, like ASL.
इसे इस शेप में मैंने कट करके ड्रॉ कर दिया। इस तरह से आप कितने मर्जी फोल्ड करो, बस कंडीशन ये है कि उसको मिडल से किसी भी शेप में कट करना है और उसको ड्रॉ कर देना है। करिए स्टार्ट। Whenever you can take paper from your notebook. Ma'am, this much fold we can do. As you wish, ma'am. Thank you. Take paper from your notebook also.
ma'am, kindly take paper from your diary or from your notebook.
मैम क्या रिजल्ट हो सकते हैं? मैम क्या रिजल्ट हो सकता है इसका?
From this activity, we can show that every individual is different, but every is having its own personality. You have given the instructions to everyone same, but everyone is has done according to its own way. So all are different, and everyone can show their capability in different ways.
Okay, ma'am. Teacher, please stand up. Those whose picture is resembling as that of slide in first category. Please stand up.
Check your pattern.
Check your pattern resemble in first category. Match figure से clearly exact picture की होनी चाहिए exactly first category. Teacher, please stand up. Who's calling first category? Nobody. Please stand up. First category. मैम जरूरी नहीं है exact picture मिले आपको वैसी shape. Only Alina ma'am and Balwinder ma'am are in first category. Only Alina ma'am and Balwinder ma'am are in first category. Yes, also. Yes, we are intelligent people. Clap for them. Now stand up to calling second category. Second category. Those calling second category. Teacher stand up. Yes, ma'am, please stand up.
Now, my next question is, why we conduct subject enrichment activities? What is purpose to conduct subject enrichment activities in our school? Why we conduct subject enrichment activities?
Subject enrichment activity to check the understanding of the student related to the subject. As we conduct math activities in our social science, so through math activity we can check about the understanding of the student related to math. Subject enrichment activities conducted in the school so that students can incorporate their theoretical knowledge with the practical implications of the subject. And through this process, they are well acquainted with the practicality of their subject. Good morning to all. Subject enrichment activity is important for the overall analysis of what we have delivered to them. So I think, like we have earlier, you have told that assessment. I think for the assessment of a child, I think it is important regarding different subjects.
It's basically the practical application of the theoretical content, whatever you have done.
Thank you, ma'am. And the other
The
teacher?
overall systematicity of the child.
They are supposed to remember the name and the name of the writer. This way, they can remember the thing. And for understanding, we can use what actually the child is understanding, overall the whole of the chapter, how is understanding. There we take mostly as wrong questions, where the whole part, all of the understanding of the child can then for applying, here we use grammar-based questions and it can be in the form of MCQs. We can't stick to one answer. The answer can be different for various questions. Just like in synonyms or in promise, we can have various answers. And then we have analyzing or evaluating. Here, analyzing we can give the overall understanding of the child and how he has, what is his own perception regarding the chapter. And last is creating. In the way for the English, we have writing sections for creating, where the children are given already the format. But in the exam, different kind of questions are given and children are supposed to create their own ideas based on the format given to the children. So in our exam we have taken 3 chapters and then we have one writing section and grammar and vocabulary based questions. Overall we have questions 6 questions based on objective type, 2 short questions of 2 marks and 2 questions of 3 marks, 1 long question of 5 marks and 4 mark questions for the RTC. Just we have given 25 marks, totally 25 marks, this is the question we have given. And overall weightage for remembering we have given 50%, for MCQs for understanding we have given 20%, for remembering we have given 50%, understanding we have 20%, and for applying, we have given 30%. So this is overall 100% for the paper. Thank you. Remembering is 30%, understanding 20%, applying is again 20%, and evaluating is 10%, and creating is again 20%. So this is over 100%. Thank you.
Okay, right, ma'am. Any other teacher?
Any teacher? Question?